Farmland. Big, plain, grassy farmlands. If I'd ask you, which country exports the most vegetables like tomatoes, potatoes, etc., you'd probably think about a country with a lot of space like Russia or USA, right? You'd probably think about Texas.
Hey, Texas. Fucking Texas. The greatest state in fucking America. Any other state's a fucking shit stain on the underpants of the Constitution, our founding fathers.
You probably wouldn't even think about a European country, let alone a very small European country. It's such a small country, and on top of that, it's super densely populated. How could they dominate the global agricultural export with so little space for farming?
Good evening.
They aren't only number one in the export of dairy, flowers and vegetables, but also almost ranked number one in terms of their quality. But how? Let's talk about the geography first. The Netherlands is known for a very mild climate. It doesn't usually get too hot, even though they kinda hit 41 degrees this summer, but it also never really gets too cold. The winters usually hang around 5 or 10 degrees, while the summers stay around 20. This is because the North Sea is kinda like an air conditioning in the summer and a heater during the winter. Also, the Netherlands has more than 200 rainy days per year and a very flat landscape. All these conditions combined makes the Dutch geography perfect for farming. The Netherlands also grows vegetables that naturally don't grow in the Netherlands. For this they use greenhouses, and I mean a shit ton of greenhouses. Like seriously, this whole area here is a greenhouse which is about the same size as Manhattan. That's a lot of greenhouses. Because of this, the Netherlands does have a lot of light pollution. In some cities, it never gets dark at night due to the light pollution in the Netherlands. But it's this thing that makes the Netherlands the dominating world exporter of agricultural items. Because the Netherlands is such a tiny country, they had to be as productive as possible on a minimum amount of land. Thanks to this, however, it became the most productive exporter in the world by making 150,000 tomatoes per square mile. The Netherlands fits 237 times in the United States, so for a small country like that, they just can't waste space. Also, in the Netherlands, agricultural universities are very common, so the students get very educated about anything on agriculture. You can basically say that the Netherlands is feeding Europe. But a couple weeks ago, something weird happened. Thousands of angry Dutch farmers were protesting against the government by blocking roads, demolishing some parts of the city and making a lot of noise. But why though? Before I explain why, let me show you a few shots about the protest so you can understand that they were serious. Why? The answer is nitrogen problems. Well, you see, too much nitrogen is bad for the environment. But what do farmers have to do with this? Well, when the animals of farmers like cows fart or do a poo-poo, a couple nitrogen atoms release. This is bad for the ground and air quality of the Netherlands, and since the Netherlands has so many farmers, it ruins the environment of the entire country, the government says. Therefore, the farmers have to pay extra taxes or need to have to reduce the amount of animals they have. And the farmers don't accept this. They feel like they have lost their pride and think this whole idea is stupid. Cause cars release nitrogen too. Why don't you do something about that, they say. And what if a German cow does a poo-poo? That will ruin the air quality anyways. So this shit don't make sense, they say. A huge majority of the Dutch population agrees with the farmers though, about 85%. Thanks for watching War Talks and have a good evening. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe too. It will make you a better person. Trust me. It will, trust me.